Hey, K Franklin Colts, welcome back. This week we're in week 4. Welcome to week 4. This week we're going to work on rolling. Last week we talked about overhand throw and underhand toss. So today we're going to work on rolling. We're also going to start you off with our catching unit as well. Okay. So with rolling, we're going to use several different balls. At home, you can use any ball you want. You can try different things that you have laying around the house, and you can also pick objects that you want to knock down from around the house, such as plastic bottles, paper towel holders, whatever's around the house that you can use. You can try it. Today we're going to roll the ball. We're going to practice rolling it, and we have several objects that we're using. So I'm going to back up a little bit. Now, remember, with rolling, very similar to underhand toss, just that you're kind of crouching down when you're getting ready to roll the ball, and you're releasing down here at the floor level so that you can roll it towards an object. I'm going to start off with a bowling pin.
Boys and girls, remember the games we would play at school? Those of you that have been here before, you could do like a pinball. You can see how many times you can knock them down. If you do have brothers and sisters at home, you can have somebody try and guard it, and you try and knock it down. But we're going to show you with the pin first, and then we'll show you some different objects you can have at home as well.
I'm going to use a ball that's a little bit heavier, just because the pin's a little bit heavier, and I had a lighter ball that kind of bounces around a lot. So remember, similar to underhand toss, similar to throwing, you always want to aim, step, and release the ball. We're going to crouch down low to get the ball low to the ground, and we're going to roll it towards the pin and knock it down.
Remember, boys and girls, you can make it a little bit more fun. If you miss, you can add some jumping jacks. Just like Coach Garcia said, the main difference in a throw and a roll is that you're getting down low to the ground on that roll, okay? Making sure you step with the opposite foot so that your leg doesn't get in the way, okay? Some different objects you can use at home are, you can use just any cup. You can use water bottles or any type of water bottle. Make sure they're sealed tight. You can leave some water in there, or you can have them empty depending on how heavy your ball is, just like Coach Garcia said. You could do paper towel rolls, anything that'll kind of stand up. Even if you have some figures, like my son has some Hulk figures and some superhero figures, you can knock those down as well. But get creative and make sure that you're practicing the roll same way that Coach Garcia just showed you, okay? All right, so now that you've learned all three, you've learned a underhand toss, you've learned an overhand throw, you have learned a roll. So all three are super important. They all use the very similar techniques. Now we're gonna work on the opposite side and the catching side of it. So on all three, on a roll, on an underhand toss, and on a overhand throw, you can add in the catch to it. So we kind of want to put it all together now. Now we understand that some of you may not have anybody at home to catch with. That's okay. We're going to show you lots of different options that you can practice catching. So the most important thing is all of those techniques, roll, underhand toss, and an overhand throw, involve one hand. On the catching aspect, you really want to have two hands, okay? So we're going to show you what that looks like. So if Coach Garcia is going to toss it to the wall, he can choose. He can roll, underhand toss, overhand throw. Be careful, because if you're standing pretty close, it can come back at you. You really want to be ready with two hands trying to catch that ball. So I'm going to move out of the way so you can see.
So I'm going to try to get a good bounce off of the wall, boys and girls. So I'm going to start off by rolling it. It's a little bit easier just getting used to using those two hands. So I'm going to try to keep it on the ground and using my two hands to get the ball, or to catch the ball. So I'm going to roll hard, letting it bounce back, and then always focusing on using two hands, okay? After you have that down, then you can toss it and get a bigger bounce off of the wall and see if you can catch it off the bounce. Remember, always using your two hands. So I'm going to toss it to the wall. Now it's bouncing and I can practice using my two hands when it bounces. If you wanted to get it a little more challenging and increase the speed that the bounce comes back at you, now you can practice using your overhand throw to the wall. It comes a little bit faster, and you can remember always use your two hands, and you can make it a little more challenging for you. Okay? Once you have that down, then you can bring in a partner if you want. You can underhand toss to the partner and use it with both hands. You can overhand throw, aim, step, and throw. Always remember to keep the ball, keep your hands out in front so you can catch the ball away from your body so that it doesn't bounce off. Now, if you don't have a partner at home, you can practice catching yourself by throwing it up in the air and catching it with two hands. When you're throwing it up in the air, you're still using that underhand toss, but you're really not using all the other steps like aiming, stepping, and throwing. You're just throwing it straight up and using both hands to catch the ball.
This technique is really good to help you learn to track the ball, boys and girls. So you have to be able to get underneath it and follow it. You can toss low, you can toss high, you can toss and clap. Do some different things with it, and it's really working on that hand-eye coordination and tying everything in together with our units for these last couple of weeks.
Have fun with it, Coach. Bye.